Well, I guess Meek Mill is allowed back in Canada, according to Norm Kelly. Norm Kelly had originally banned Meek Mill. He said, Meek Mill's no longer welcome in Toronto. That was a few years ago when Meek Mill and Drake were beefing, and Meek Mill had a horrible loss to Drake's back to back, and Meek Mill was trying to ruin Drake's career by calling him out for having ghostwriters. Well, obviously that's done now. Drake was able to move on, forgive, but I hope he still remembers that when someone shows you who they are, believe them, because you did help Meek Mill in the beginning of his career by doing Amen and everything else, and then he kind of, you even did Rico, which is one of his biggest selling tracks on that album. Then he called you out for being a ghostwriter because you wouldn't show up to one of his events. Anyways, the positive thing that Norm Kelly said, we'll get into that right now. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Hit that bell, hit that subscribe button, and if you want to run ads on the channel, it's jordantowermedia@gmail.com. Okay, so we got Norm Kelly. He's some official in Canada, okay? And I'm not up to date with Canadian stuff. But anyways, Norm Kelly posted them embracing each other and said, hate is heavy, let it go. I agree. If you hate somebody, eventually you got to get to a place where you can at least let it go. I tell my mom that she just went through a divorce. My dad is not the best person in the world, right? She's very angry. But I told her, I said, hey, one day, I know it's going to take a few months because you got to vent, but you got to let the hate go because it's going to hurt you more than it's going to hurt him hating him. It's move on with your life. And now she's starting to, and it's better, So it's always best to, deal with the hate, then get rid of it, move forward. And so I always find a way to say how I did this to myself, how I allowed this person in my life. That always helps me deal with it because then I can kind of blame myself and move forward and never do that again. Anyways, getting back to it. Norm Kelly was right there. Then he said, Meek Mill, the ban's lifted. You can come to Canada. Now, obviously, it's all a joke, okay? But the one thing I am excited about is that we'll get some good music out of this. Drake and Meek undeniably make great music together. They're both great artists. I'm a fan of both of them. Just wasn't a fan of Meek Mill calling Drake out after, you guys are friends. There was a way to work this out behind the scenes, but it did give us one of, a memorable rap battle. I mean, I'm not saying it was the best diss ever, but it was good, okay? And, Drake just suffered a loss from Pusha T, okay? Pusha T won that battle, even though Drake won the war, obviously, because he's selling a lot and still has the attention on him. It didn't destroy him. He did lose that battle, though, okay? So maybe he knows what it feels like to take a loss now, and he can relate more to Meek Mill. On other news, we got 50 Cent, okay? Now, he warned Tekashi to stay out of this Nicki and Cardi beef. He said, hey man, chill, this is girl stuff. You don't want to get involved, pick sides. Well, what did Tekashi do? See, Tekashi made the mistake. DJ Spin King put on Cardi B's record while Tekashi was in the club turning up. He turned up, he said he was a little drunk, but it looked like he was taking Cardi B's side, kind of trolling. So of course he had to double down. He was on a video with Nicki, said, I'm with the real queen right now. And then someone asked him from TMZ, they said, what were you turning up to Cardi B song? He said, I was a little drunk. And, 50 Cent warned him. He said, hey, stay out. But he's not staying out. He's just doubling down and choosing a side. And we'll have to see, man. I don't know. It's, girl beef is something different. Girls are wired differently than guys, They they go in. Salute to all the women out there. Anyways, it's Jordan Tower with JT News. Hit that bell, hit that subscribe button. I'll check you guys in later. All right, peace.